Welcome. Today, we want to tackle a question that we hear quite frequently,
Yes.
particularly with people who've been out of the workforce for a longer period of time. How can I network? We all know that networking is essential. How can I network when my connections are 15 years in the past? They
Right.
probably don't even remember who I am.
Right.
Right.
And that is a big mental hurdle
Mhm.
to get over. We find this with our students, with people who are in our audience, that it's often just getting past that initial phase of, are they even going to remember me?
And I get that.
Yes.
But I know because I'm asked to do a lot of networking.
Yeah.
So people come to me, and I left tech, 28 years ago, 29 years ago. And I still remember people. Like I have people that will come and ask me, you probably don't remember who I am, but I do.
Yep.
And so I always say, from my perspective, 29 years feel like, 29 months.
Right.
It's the person who's asking me.
Yes.
If to them, it feels like more than 29 years. So just remember that time goes very quickly if you're not the person who's asking for the help.
Yeah. And I think it's really important for us to share some of the stories that go on with our students where they make that reach out. We had this one student who was really reluctant to make the reach out, kind of perseverated, circled the drain for a bit of time. And then when she finally did make that reach out, her confidence, like those parts of her that were sleeping, that used to work in that corporate environment, just came back to life. And she just felt like, gosh, this feels so good to speak in a way that I used to speak. And it came right back to her.
And just the moment of recognition where you get the phone call, oh, Kelley, my gosh, I haven't talked to you in so long.
Yes.
How are you? Knowing that these people really were invested in you and they're excited to hear from you.
Yes. So number one is, we kind of talked around it, is people will remember you. So you have to get past that thing that's holding you back, that's telling you that they're not going to remember you.
Another piece that comes up is that shame.
Yep.
We hear that a lot. I'm embarrassed to reach out to that former teammate because now she's a senior vice president and she's, 3 levels above where we were, and she didn't make the choice to stay home here, whatever.
This is where that, especially if you're someone who's been an achiever in your life, this is where there's a distinct difference between healthy achieving and where a perfectionist mindset has taken over. The perfectionist mindset will tell you you're not perfect enough to reach back out to them because you made a different career choice. You actually decided to go down the path of being, say, a caregiver, or even if you're a pivoter, that you've decided to go down a different path and
take a risk.
And that is the perfectionist, when it feels really black and white with the thinking, like they're not going to think I'm enough or I've done enough in that time.
They might look down on me. They might think I'm not smart. They can't believe I did it.
Yes. Now, the healthy achieving side would say, you know what? I have done other things that I feel really good about. I took my time and invested it in a different place, but I'm ready to get back in the game. Like I'm ready to get myself back out there. And that is the mindset that's actually going to empower you and move you forward. Healthy. But just knowing that distinction sometimes can be really helpful.
I think another thing to consider is that, especially when you're networking with women, because usually the shame comes in not when they're reaching out to a man, but when they're reaching out to a woman who made a different choice. And what I always remember was watching an interview with Sheryl Sandberg and her talking about how she felt insecure when she would go to her kids' school events and meet the mothers who had left their jobs and were doing, leading the PTO and leading the booster club and doing all that. She felt, Sheryl, who is so exceptionally accomplished, felt inferior. So just remember that it's tough being a working mom. We all have that decision to make. Absolutely. Who's going to watch my child? Some of us choose to take the break. Some of us don't, but we're our harshest critics, and we need to support each other and know that when you reach out, you will be supported.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that includes for, a caregiving break that is not for a child. That is for your elderly parents.
That's right. Or spouse.
Yes. All valuable time. And you made that conscious choice and now you're ready to get back in the game. And so you want to be just in a space and a place in your own mind that says, I am worthy of being back out there, and anybody who would want to have me would be lucky.
So that going back to your old work context, and that's not just colleagues and managers or bosses, it's also clients. So make sure that you are, once you get over these hurdles, that you're reaching out to all of those people. They all have something that they can help you with.
So let's talk a little bit more about other ways that you can connect if you have that 15 years or even more than that. So college and university alumni groups, they're a great way.
They're a great place. So we find that people are very loyal
Absolutely.
to folks who graduated from the same undergraduate or graduate program. Undergraduate ties seem to be stronger because we go there when we're young and we're excited and we kind of grow up there, but either way. So you can easily find them on LinkedIn. If you go to your university, type it in, and then go into, like, maybe right under the title line, there'll be a line of blue writing, and one of them will say graduates, and you click on it. And then there's filters that you can use. You can look for people in your community. You can look for people in your industry. If there's a company you want to work for, you've identified that one employer, you can type that into the filter box and see who from your university or college is working there, and use that as a way to network.
Here's another thing. They don't have to be your age or older than
That's
you.
the best part of it.
They can be those, those young faces that are out there.
Everybody. And that's a really easy way to connect. It's an easy conversation. Hey, I see we both graduated from state. Let's connect. And then see where the conversation goes from there.
So speaking of easy, the next one is a tool that's out there that makes things easier. We've talked about this many, many times on our channel, is the use of LinkedIn.
So I was explaining how you could use that line on LinkedIn when you go to the university and type in graduates and look at all of their graduates. It's a great way to do it. You can also flip it. You can go, let's say again, that you've chosen an employer. I really want to work for Disney. You can go to Disney's page. You can click on people. Again, it's right below the title line, and then go into the filters and type in the name of your university and see how many people work there that went to your university. And then you can look at their profiles, and maybe you were the same fraternity. Maybe you played the same sport. Maybe you had the same major. Find those areas of connection and don't be shy about reaching out. You've got easily a 50-50 chance of them reaching out to you. And then once they've reached out to you and accepted your connection, an even better chance that they'd be willing to talk to you and help you either learn more about the organization or the role, or maybe connect you with someone in the company for an interview.
Okay. And this very last one is probably one that might not be obvious to you, but it's what's right around you. It's right in your orbit on a daily basis. So it's starting to look at the landscape of the connections that are in your
You have them. I mean, the most obvious one, if let's say you were like us, you're a mom who stays home to care for your kids, all of those folks that you're interviewing, that you're volunteering with, they used to work. Maybe they're still working. Their spouses work, their sisters work, their brothers work, their neighbors work. Everyone in your circle should know that you're looking to return to work, because all of them can help you. We're always shocked that people start our programs where they haven't told their families. If you haven't told your parents, your siblings, everyone that you know, everyone should know that you're looking to go back to work. They're the people that can help you.
Genius. One of our graduates actually, in her New Year's message out. No, her New Year's, her New Year's letter out to all of her family and friends asked, can you forward my resume?
She actually included it in the card. Here's my resume. Could you please forward it to a couple of people? And as a result, she lives in, is it Oklahoma?
Oh gosh.
No, Idaho. Iowa. She lives in Iowa. She lives in Iowa, and she has an interview with a very big person in her field in New York next week, just from her Christmas letter. So we really want you to think creatively and make sure that those people that are closest to you know that you're looking for work, because they're often the ones that can help you best.
So there you have it. How do you network when your connections are 15 years old?
Or 20 or more.
Exactly. If you like what you heard today, you can like and subscribe to our channel. We have new content that comes out every Monday. And you can also find out more about Prepare to Launch You at www.preparetolaunchu.com. Thanks.